Hi everybody, this is Jessica the Book Rock Goddess and
Shade Artistic Word Lush,
and we are here to do our Hot Talk Tuesday. Yes, we're back. Last week was just really bad. We weren't able to film any videos. My middle daughter had tons of choir concerts going on in different areas, and then she had awards banquets that we had to go to, and she also had a kung fu tournament. It's just been crazy. Last week was horrible for me, and for you,
I had work both in the morning, and then I worked from 9 o'clock at night till 2 in the morning doing charity events for the first 3 days, and then I worked till like 6 the next 3 days. So we didn't have time because then she was gone for kung fu and stuff for the other kids.
Yeah,
so
it was just crazy.
We had no time to see each other or do this.
Yeah, so we're sorry, but we're back, and we decided in lieu of doing our versus video, because we just haven't been able to see each other, to come up with a Q&A type of thing for the video. We decided to do this tag that's going around, and it's the 7 Deadly Sins tag, and I believe it's by Malaysia, the Bookish Malaysia, I think. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. But anyways, it's about, there's 7 topics, and the first one being greed, and that is...
Well, obviously there's 7 sins.
Well, whatever. And the first one's greed, and it is, what is your most expensive book that you own, and what is your least expensive? My least expensive are the books that I get free from different publishing houses that are always trying to, have you buy books like Doubleday and places like that, Zebra Historical Romance, all those type things that send me little free books in the mail and stuff like that. My most expensive books, I actually have 2. One is, it was like $75, and it's a collector's edition of Harry Potter's Half-Blood Prince. And then I have a collector's edition of Gone with the Wind, and I think it's like $65 or $70, and and that's a collector's edition that I still have yet to open because I don't want anybody touching it, because I have like a couple of different copies of Gone with the Wind, so I won't let nobody open it.
It could be blank, Mom. You just bought a book with those pages in it. Like,
I don't want to open it though.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to open it.
My least expensive books are probably the ones that I get from the library, like the Hollow and stuff, where they'll be like 25 cents, because like something will be wrong with them, but I don't understand what's wrong with them, but something will be wrong with them.
Or they just haven't been checked out on well. Sometimes that's what they do at the library.
Too. So I'll get some from there. And my most expensive books probably would have to be my Hopkins books, because they come to like $20 around there. But it's one of those things where I just have to have her books. I don't care. I like paperback, but I can't wait. So I get them, and I'm going to be getting them all in paperback as well. So
our next book is...
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. No, we're good. I finished. I had to do something else.
Our next topic is wrath, and that is, what author do you have a love-hate relationship for? And I have a couple, and my first author, which is my biggest disappointment, and I love her to death, but I hate the fact that she hasn't wrote a 4th book to the series, because she ended it and on a note that a huge cliffhanger, and there's no other book out, and that is Nancy A. Collins' Vamps, and she started this series in like 2008, I think it was, and she still hasn't written a 4th book. Yeah, it was 2008. She wrote 2009, 2010, and I'm still waiting for number 4. Still, but a really good series, but don't go checking it out because there's not a 4th book out, so I don't know if it's going to be. And then, of course, J.K. Rowling's, who totally disappointed me with Jenny and Harry. And
she liked the whole series until the epilogue. She's got a problem with
I have a problem with Jenny and Harry being together, but that's whatever. And then, along with that, Stephanie Meyer. Her 4th book was such a huge, huge disappointment in the Twilight series. But other than that, I was just very disappointed. To me, it didn't seem like the same person wrote the 4th book. But I was disappointed with that. And the fact that she wrote the host and didn't write us follow-up to that either. And she promised, and she has yet to do it. So those are my love-hate relationships with those authors.
I only have one love-hate relationship with an author. I love Ellen Hopkins. I love her. But I'm kind of upset because she wrote sequels to Crank and companion novels like Impulse. But my favorite one that she left on like a cliffhanger on what the heck happened to her and burned kind of makes me upset because I want to know what she did because it ended on that she was in the middle of going to do something and I want to know how it turned out and she hasn't made a sequel to that one. So that's my love-hate relationship. I am in love with her, but she made me mad.
Okay. Okay, our next book, our next topic for books are gluttony, and that is what have you deliciously devoured over and over again and aren't ashamed to say it. And for me, it is Cassandra Clare's City of Bones. City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass. All those books I have read and read and reread. And, of course, Harry Potter, too. I don't care how many times I reread it, listen to it. Whatever I do, because I have it on audio and on in hardcover. I don't care how many times I listen to them, read them. I enjoy them every single time. So I constantly devour those books.
I swear I read other books, but again, the book that I reread over and over again and don't care, and I'll keep rereading it over and over again, is Burned by Ellen Hopkins. I swear I read more books than just Ellen Hopkins, I swear. But it's the truth. That's the book that I've read about 5-6 times, and I will continue to read that. I will take it. If I'm like the last one in the Desert Island books, I told you I'd take that with me because I love that story. It's the epitome of everything I love in a book, right there.
Okay, the next one is Sloth, and this one is funny because it is what book have you neglected reading because of pure laziness? And I will have to tell you and be perfectly honest, and I know everybody's going to be like, what? Is Divergent. I have yet to read that book. I bought it when it came out, and I have yet to read it. And every month they say, well, I'm going to read it, and I still have not read it. Oh, I finished Cinder.
Oh, you read Cinder?
Yes, Cinder was amazing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Divergent. It's, Insurgent is already out, and I have yet to read that book. I know, shame on me, but I will hopefully get to it soon.
I have 2. I was supposed to read it this month, but I just don't feel like touching it. I want to read it. It's Dark Territory by J. Gabriel Gates. I want to read it, but it's just like extremely expensive. I'm not expensive. Oh my gosh, it's extremely large.
Yes.
So I don't want to. And then the book that I want to read the most is Slice of Cherry, and I haven't touched that either.
Sorry about the phone in the background. It's going crazy. It's my girlfriend, and I'm not answering it right now. Our next book is Pride, and that is what book do you
and Slice of Cherry is by Dia Reeves. I don't know if I said that.
I'm sorry. Pride, it says, what book do you most talk about in order to sound like a very intellectual person? And for me, I don't really talk about books to be thought of as intellectual, but the one I would have to say that I talk about the most that most people would know would be Pride and Prejudice and anything by Jane Austen. And I know, just calling myself on, she can't get a clue. But yeah, anything by Jane Austen. And for you?
For me, it has to be, I don't say that I read this to sound smart or anything, but I read a lot of Shakespeare, and I have to say I talk about A Midsummer Night's Dream the most. So, and I love that one. That's my favorite.
Yeah. And the next one would be Lust. What attributes do you find most attractive in a male or female character? For my female characters, I like them to be strong. I like them to be kick butt, take charge type of females. For my men, of course, I like them to be sexy and kind of cocky, and I like a little bit of an attitude, and I like them to know what they want, and they go after it no matter what. And they don't take no for an answer as far as making the girl see the light and realize that they're the one for them. I kind of like that. It's, that type of attitude that I kind of like. I won't date it. I never have, but I like it in my books. Don't ask me why. I just do.
For females, I like them to have I like him to kind of be hard-headed. Kind of like me. I like him to be like, no, you're wrong. Even if you can prove them, I still want him to be like, no, you're wrong. It's I'm always right type thing. I like him to be a little bossy, because, I don't know, I just think that I don't like the wimpy kind of girls who just sit around and be like, okay, whatever, because it's not who I am, so I don't like reading about girls who are like that, because they just get on my nerves. I don't have friends who are like that, because it bugs me.
Yeah.
For a male, I like them to be hot. I like them to be arrogant. And I like them to kind of be a bit of, excuse my language, an ass. And to where they take charge. But I don't want them to where they're like trying to rule your life. But I like them to be able to like argue. And kind of the kind of guy I like to be with. To argue. And just tell you their opinion. I like them to not sit in the background and say, oh, whatever you say.
Right.
I hate that in a guy in general, so why would I want to read about it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, then last one is envy. And this one is, what book would you like to receive as a gift? And I have like two, and my top one would probably be any signed copy that I could get by Jane Austen. I would love a signed copy of one of Jane Austen's books. I don't really care which one. I would just love it. I know that. There's signed copies out there. And I would love a signed copy of anything by J.K. Rowling's from the Harry Potter. I don't care which one of those, but I would love a signed copy of that as a gift. But other than that, there's not a whole lot that I would like to receive as a gift that I wouldn't go out and buy for myself.
I have one, and it's really expensive, and I want it really, really badly, and it is worth the $40. It's The Asylum for Wayward Victorian Girls by Emily Autumn. I want that book so bad. I love Emily Autumn, and I don't even need it signed because I plan on going to one of her concerts. I wish she'd come here because it'd probably be at a concert, but I want that book really bad. Like, I don't shut up about the book. You can ask her. I probably drove her insane talking about it, and I want it really bad. I said, I will spend $40 on that book.
Yes, I'm going to end up having to find it and buy it for her. So maybe for a birthday present or something. All right, guys. Well, this is the 7 Deadly Sins book tag, and for anybody else who wants to be tagged, go ahead and do it. Misty, Book Rat, or Lindsay,
the book logger.
Yes. Any of you guys, if you'd like to do it, go ahead. I tag you if you're interested. No pressure. But yeah, it just sounded like something fun to do, so we decided to do it. And hopefully next week we'll be able to do like a versus one to kind of like give you guys something different on this channel. So until next time, guys. See you. Bye.